Hey guys, it's Cognitivepit, and I am bringing you a pure Lightsworn build for March 2012. Alright, first we're going to start off with the big bad guy, the Judgment Dragon. Of course, he is your absolute win condition. He destroys everything on the field, and yeah, he is the deck. Next, to Lila, they are Mystical Space Typhoons with Mill, so there's nothing wrong with them. Very great card. Now, I run 2 Wolf. Some people run 0, some people run 1, some people run 3. Now, let's just go through it. 0, fine. You can do that if you switch them out for another Lightsworn, in my opinion, because you want to have as many names as possible to get Judgment Dragon out. You could run 1, but you're really just sort of flopping a card in. You really don't plan on milling 1, and you really don't plan on drawing 1 either way. When you're running 2, you're sort of saying, like, I'm going to mill Wolf at some point in time during this duel. That's what you want to do, and I think Wolf is a great card. It sets up your Celestia, and it's just a massive beater. You can get it with your Lumina, and he's just too good. He's great. Next, I run 2 Lumina, back at 2 for March, and she is your ability to swarm. She's your ability to XYZ summon very easily, and yeah, Lumina is pretty much just a really ace card. There's not really a question why you wouldn't run 2. I run 2 Jane because it gets over Thunder Kings. It's a nice 1800 beater just for doing damage, and when it's attacking a monster, it's a 21. It's pretty good. It's going to be even better when the next set comes out, Galactic Overlord, because you're going to want more warriors so you can get out those new, what are they called? Light Rain monsters. Couldn't think of them for a sec. Now, this is something you probably don't see often. I run 2 Celestia. Celestia is basically a walking dark hole. Against Lightsworn, your opponent really isn't going to have too much swarm against you, mainly because you're going to have wolves out. You're going to be able to swarm back with Lumina. So whenever you're in a really tight bind, Celestia is there to just make a path straight to your opponent's life points. She's really good. She's fodder for Solar Recharge. She's too good. You set up your plays with Wolf, which you have 2 now. You can Foolish Burial to get Celestia out, Monster Reborn to get Celestia out, or just be owning the field up with Lumina and take out some spells or traps or something with Celestia. And it's an up to 2, so you don't have to destroy 2, you don't have to destroy any. It's a 4-card mill just for a sacrifice if that's what you want. And that effect is mandatory, even if they negate it, so that's instant mill, and it's really good. Next, I want to run 1 Aaron, mainly for the name. Good for getting over Spirit Reaper, good for getting over Marshmallow, anything like that, or just send it straight back to the deck. So that's a really good way to get past stuff without Celestia, because sometimes you can get a little blocked up while trying to get your Jumping Dragon out. Next, I do want 1 Arcus. He's okay. I mainly run him for another name, but he also opens up level 3 XYZ summons, because with Lumina you can pull out an Arcus, and then you have 2 level 3s immediately. So he can be good for that. He can be good in tight binds when you think you're going to get deprisoned or anything like that. So Arcus is also, I think he's a good card. He's not great. I would never run more than 1. If he was a warrior, he might be better, but he's Beast Warrior, so it's sort of just, he's okay, and he's another name. Again, just like Arcus, you have Garoth. His effect is decent. You can set up some good plays with Lumina, get him out, do your mill, do some extra mill, and get to draw cards, potentially. So he's not terrible. He's at 1850, so he can get over anything at 18, but I mean, like, what's that 18 that you're worried about? I mean, you got Stratos or something. I mean, he can't get over Alias. He can't get over Thunder King. It's sort of just like, he's not that great. But he does open up another name for Judgment Dragon, and he's able to get that extra drawing power for you, which is always needed. And it's a free draw too. It's 100% free drawing. Next, we're done with the Lightsworn lineup. We're going into 2 Effect Veiler. Main decking 3 is kinda a little overkill. I would side another one, and I would side another one in if you need to, but I think for most matchups, you really only need 2. Because especially you don't want too many Effect Veilers in your hand, just like Wolves. You just don't want too many dead draws. And Effect Veiler can become that. Next, one Honest. Honest is broke as fuck. That's pretty much all you have to say about that. Helps you get over anything with anything. And can help you go in for the kill with quite a few of your cards. Of course, BLS. He's the most broken card in the game right now. There's no reason you would not run Blackluster Soldier. He's splashable in practically anything. And you're running tons of lights, and you're going to be running some darks. And even in pure Lightsworn, where you're running mainly lights, Blackluster Soldier is just too good not to run. He's like a Judgment Dragon because he's a giant beat stick. So you can get him out easy while going into Judgment Dragon, make them waste a Solemn or something, and then go into Judgment Dragon. Anything you want, he's great. I run 2 Card Trooper. He gets you the mill during your turn, which is super important. All the other Lightsworns, except for Celestia, you mill at the end of your turn. But if you want to mill into your Judgment Dragon, Card Trooper's the way to go. Plus, you get to draw when he's destroyed, so pretty much can't go wrong with him. Now you got some hand traps, you got Gores. Gores is Gores, he's great, and he's a dark. You got 2 Tragodia, again, take battle damage, special summon him out, great. Main important thing is he's target for BLS, and yeah, he's a dark, so he's a target for BLS, so pretty good. 2 Necro Gardna, you're milling your deck, so he'll be in the grave. He can become a dead draw quite a bit, especially with the Wolves, but he's still really good. If you want to turn the tables, you can remove him and bring out BLS, or leave him in there and negate attacks to keep your Lumina alive first turn. So he's really good. Next, for the last monster, I run Plague Spreader Zombie. Some people think that he's not good, and those people are stupid. He's an extra dark, so you don't even need to play him. But if you do want to play him, you just have to put a card back on top of your deck, which, by the way, if you're about to mill out your deck, that can be useful sometimes, to put a card on top of your deck. I've been in quite a few duels where I end up having to put a card on top of my deck, save myself for another turn. So yeah, he can be useful in that respect, and he also gets you into Brionic like nobody's business. You have tons of level 4s, you go right into Brionic. It's amazing. Like, Plague Spreader is just amazing. You're probably going to mill him. Even if you draw him, he's still okay. And that's Plague Spreader Zombie. He can even be a wall if you're going to lose next turn. Special summon him, have him be a wall, anything. And that is it for the monsters. If you guys have any questions on that, just let me know. Next, we're going to go into spells. 3 Solar Recharge, drawing and milling. Drop Celestia, drop Wolf, anything in your hand that you don't really need. So that's why Solar Recharge is great. 1 Charge of the Light Brigade, it's your search, and it's a mill, so of course you would run Charge of the Light Brigade, bring out your Lumina, get out your whatever, pretty much almost everything you can get out with that. Foolish Burial goes really well with Wolf, but can also take out that extra Lightsworn to get Judgment Dragon out if you need that. Or if you have Lumina in your hand, you just want to grab out something really quick and use your Lumina, perhaps drop another Lumina, go Lumina into something else, and then you can swarm your field really well. Foolish is just a good card opening, and it's a great card mid-game too. So Foolish can just be useful all the time. And late game you're probably going to have a mill anyway, so great. Then 1 Monster Reincarnation. Monster Reincarnation is okay. It's good. You can get your BLS, you can get your whatever. It's not that good though. You kind of hurt yourself using it. And that's all there really is to say about that. You get back your Judgment Dragon though, and sometimes you need that during your turn. So that's why you're going to play 1 Monster Reincarnation. 2 is a little too much. It's not bad. From me playing, I like it at 1. That's all I can pretty much say on that. Then of course your staples, you got Reborn, 1 Mythical Space Typhoon. You can side others if you want, but that's what you have Lila for. She's an extra Mystical Space Typhoon pretty much. So Lila is great. And Mystical Space Typhoon, you at least want 1. Because then you can set it, use it on your opponent's turn, end phase, Mystical Space Typhoon, anything like that. Next, Heavy Storm, of course, and Dark Hole. That's it for the spell lineup, and for the trap lineup, you got 2 Beckoning of Light. These are the only spell traps you need. You don't need anything else. Anyone who runs the Solemn Brigade, you're wrong, you're dumb, stop playing Lightsworn unless you're playing Twilight. But in pure Lightsworn, you want Beckoning of Light, or Beckoning Light, sorry. Beckoning Light is just broke. It's just so broken. You send your entire hand to the graveyard, you get as many lights as you had cards in your hand. That means you can get back BLS, you can get back your Judgment Dragons, you can get back any Lightsworn, you can get back Honest. It is broken. I mean, there is no reason why you wouldn't use this. The only downfall is you gotta set it first, but it is not that big of a deal. They MST it, you chain it, send your whole hand, get back the whole hand. The best part is, as long as you had enough lights in your graveyard, let's say you have a Blackluster Soldier and a random card in your hand, and you want to use Beckoning of Light, or Beckoning Light, but you don't want to drop Blackluster Soldier, you don't have to drop Blackluster Soldier. You can bring Blackluster Soldier back to your hand. It's broke as hell. Beckoning Light is amazing. You can get back, your graveyard is literally an open toolbox for you to use anything. Again, the only problem is you can't use it during your turn, which is why I still run 1 Mystical Space, I think what I'm talking about, 1 Monster Incarnation, because you do want to win. And if you're going to lose, you want to get back your BLS, you want to get back your Judgment Dragon. But yeah, that finishes up. Let me show you really quick. Important cards for side decking, pretty much these. You want your DD Crow, and you want your Effect Veiler. DD Crow is broke against some of the decks, and it helps with your Inzektor matchup really well. Effect Veiler helps with pretty much all of your matchups, but not enough to main deck the 3rd still. But yeah, these are good in your side deck. Other than that, I don't really have any huge side deck choices. I don't really want to... It's really up to your meta. If you're playing this at locals, because Lightsworn isn't super competitive, so I don't know if you're going to be winning a YCS anytime with it. But still, this is pretty much a standard side deck for anyone. You want these 3 cards in it. Helps with pretty much everything right now. As far as your side deck, or not your side deck, your extra deck goes, you're going to want a level 3, or a rank 3, a rank 4, and you're going to want Brionic. You're possibly going to want some other level 6s. You're going to need more than this, of course, but these are your basic sort of... You're going to be able to XYZ level 3 or rank 3 easily. You're going to be able to exceed into your rank 4s super easily. Plus, when you do this, if you're going to mill out your deck, you just exceed summon, the mill effect goes away, and that's good. Brionic's good because you're going to have dead draws, period. You're going to draw Necrogardener, you're going to draw Wolf, and you're going to be like, I can't use this at all. What do I do? So, Brionic is super good in your deck. Of course, you want to run other level 6s. That's up to you. It's up to preference. It's up to your meta. But that's pretty much everything, guys. That is the pure Lightsworn build. If you have any questions about why I run something, feel free to ask it in the comments. This deck is technically for sale if you have a great offer. It's for trade or sale, depending on your offer. It is the deck that I use right now, but I'm always open to offers because it's recently made-ish. So if you guys have any questions, any suggestions, anything like that, feel free to PM me, leave a comment. Thumbs up the video if you want, I guess, because this is a pretty darn good pure Lightsworn build, no matter what anyone tells you. 2 Celestias broke, and I like Wolf. That's all, guys. Thanks for watching.